Hey crafters, guess what time it is? It's paper pumpkin time! We got the Full of Charm June 2025 paper pumpkin kit, and Maudie and I have been making some fantastic paper pumpkin alternatives that we hope inspire you to just look at your kit and then just do all kinds of things with it. Are you ready for this? Well, we're gonna head down to the crafting table. We're gonna make one card together. I'm gonna show you several samples of alternatives, and then we're gonna make another card, and I have more samples to show you. So let's do this. The first card we're going to make is just a regular size 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. But on the top part, you're going to cut off 2 inches. So that leaves you this little flap here because we are going to create a unique border for this card. Now we will be using the beautiful flowers that they gave us, and look at this. How beautiful is that? They gave you several of these punch out flowers, and we are going to cut some of them in half just to make sure that we can make more cards with it. But look at what we did for our mats for this side right here. We took some pink or melon mambo, and then look at this. We cut apart one of their cards that they gave us, and then we ran it through the embossing machine. Now, let me tell you how to get that. What we did is we took our ink pad and we raked it over the embossing folder, and then we ran it through the machine, and that's how we got that beautiful pink. Gorgeous, right? So let's go ahead and add this to the front of our card. This is going to be our first card that we're going to make. Now we want this to be a border, and I want it to be like this. It's going to just fit on the flap. So I'm going to cut it about right here so that I can push it up right against this little border right there. So let's decide. I want it to go all the way to the edge of this card right here. So I'm going to get it lined up just the way I want it. And then I'm going to bring in a pencil. I'm going to bring in a ruler, and I'm going to just hold it in place, just like this. And I'm going to draw a line right there, just so I know where to cut it. Now, if you feel comfortable just putting it in the machine, you can do that as well. But I really wanted this piece because I'm going to use it on the inside. So let's bring in our trimmer. I'm just going to line this up in the canals right here. And when I close it, I'm going to make sure that I see it right there in the guide. Going to slice it just like that. Now I'm going to bring this back in, and I can line that up right there, or I can even add it in a little bit more just like that. So you can also tuck it underneath this mat if you want, but I think I have enough strength to get it right there. So what I'm going to do is bring in a tape runner. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Going to bring in my tape runner and just go along the side. Just like that, because it is stronger and it will grab right away. So any little extra, I'm just pushing over, and I'm going to line it up. Look at how pretty that looks. Now let's go ahead and decorate the inside. Now for the inside, I'm just going to double mat it just like this. And I'm going to take this flower, and I can either put it up or I can put it at the bottom. Now, look at this card. You can see this flower peeking out just a little bit, but that just adds to the beauty, doesn't it? Now, we went ahead and we stamped one of their stamps to a wonderful friend, and we're just going to lay this right here on top. And I'm going to set it up on mini dimensionals. Now look at this first card. What do you think? Doesn't that create a beautiful border? And this technique that we use to create that background, oh, we just love that. You open it up, you have this beautiful flower, plenty of room to write. So here is our first alternative. Now let me show you some other alternatives. We used the same flower and we cut it apart, and we created a gift card holder. Now look at that. When you open it up, that pops up, and there's a little gift card holder right there. This will have a link below this video, and it'll take you right to our blog so you can get the measurements. But look at that, how cute that is. We cut off part of the pink flower, and we added it right here. This is the card cut apart. Can you see that? Beautiful gold, love it. And then this was the other card that had the diagonal lines on it. So here's another alternative. Look at this one. This is a half cut card, fun fold, but we just cut down a top fold. So this is a top fold. And then you just cut down this part about 2 inches. We added part of the envelope here. We used the flower and we cut it into a circle and then added the leaves back right there and stamped. Now you have plenty of room to write on the back. It does stand up, but look at that. And look at this beautiful color that we picked to go with it and coordinate with that flower. Now look at this one. This one is a hinge card. Look at that. And it just flips right over. Look at that. So pretty. This is the punch out. Here are some leaves that came with the kit. And of course this sentiment came with the kit. So pretty. We used some more of the leaves up here. We cut apart the envelopes for our background. Now this is a very interesting card. This is a top fold. This is the punch out that came with the kit as well as the stamp. We have a couple circles that we cut out. We cut out a rectangle up here because we knew that you'd be able to see it peeking out from behind the flowers. We cut the flowers and just laid them the way we wanted to lay them. We used the stamp that came with the kit. This is another one of the cards, and look at that. Now this is just circles, and that's just a rectangle. Take a screenshot of that so that you have it. How pretty is that? And finally, look at this cutie. This is a pocket card. This is just a mat, one of the cards cut apart, folded back. Now you can add a dimensional here to hold it down or not. We added a little band across with the leaves that punch out. We used the stamp. We added a little pocket right here so you could have a little note card. And you still have another card to write your message. So look at that. We will have a link for this below the video. So here is group 1. Take a moment and let us know which is your favorite from this group. I don't know. I'm thinking my favorite is this pocket card right here. I really love that. And I also love this border because I love to have borders. Are you ready to make a second card with me? And then I'm going to show you our final paper pumpkin alternatives for June 2025. Let's do this. Okay, our next card is kind of a flap card. We just took a top fold and once again, we cut part of that off. We added a mat. We used the stamp that they gave us with Melon Mambo to get that coloring of the leaves. We used their stamp on the inside. And then we embossed a piece of white cardstock. Look at that. So pretty. And we are just going to add that right here on front. So easy, so simple, but just gives you another way to use this kit so that you don't have to do the 9 cards that come with the kit. You can turn this into so many more cards that are really very interesting. So we're just going to add that embossed piece right there. Now this is kind of plain, isn't it? So we went ahead and we took a piece of Melon Mambo and we embossed it. So we're going to add this just about right there, just with some glue. Just to make it more interesting. And now we have popped out those flowers and the leaves that they gave us. We have some more leaves. And we have taken Happy Birthday from the kit and we just created a little banner right here. So let's go ahead and set this up on dimensionals just to make it more interesting. Okay, we are going to add this about right here. And then we are going to take this and just kind of hook it just a little bit, just like that. So let's go ahead and put some tape here. We need about this much tape. So we're going to bring in our silicone mat. And we're going to give this a really good crease. Now, I turn it upside down so that I don't crease the embossed paper. And that closes it. Then we're just going to hook this just like this. So I'm going to put it on some dimensionals. And what do you think about this one? Look at this. So simple, but yet really uses what comes with the kit to create a brand new alternative. So let's look at the other alternatives for group 2. Now, one of the things we got was a outline like this that was just clear. It's an overlay in the kit. What we did is we glued it to a piece of white paper and then we used our blends and we colored inside the empty areas and then we cut it apart. And look at this. We made 2 cards. We made 2 diagonal cards. Oh my goodness. We cut apart our flower. We put one part on the bottom and stamped down here, and then we put the other part up here and stamped up in the top, just using a little bit of extra cardstock. What do you think about this one? This may be one of my favorites right here. Next, we made a Z-fold with a secret. Now, there'll be a link for this one with all the measurements. Look at this. Here's our Z-fold. We cut apart one of the cards to create this. It came with this little square, and we turned it into a diamond. And then this was the punch out, and this is the top fold secret card on the inside. Love this card. Now, here's another variation of kind of a Z card. We took it and we scored right here, and then we folded it back so that we could have 3 panels. So it's a little different, and the link for this will be below this video. Look at that. You open it up, we use the punch out that they gave us, and we have another beautiful card. And finally, we created a double pocket card. Now, this is so easy to create, you're not going to believe it. Make sure that you check on Tuesday because we are going to have a long video tutorial on how to do this. But you have 2 pocket cards that just go in. We use the stamp to stamp the pocket cards. We cut apart that beautiful flower just to create a border. And then you open it up and you still have a card. Can you believe that? So, take a moment, leave a comment. In group 2, which is your favorite card? Well, this kit was really full of charm, just like its name. We hope that you were inspired by our alternatives. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun creating them, and we still have materials left. We could create more cards, which we will keep for later. So if you haven't already, we sure would appreciate it if you would support our channel. Take a moment to like, share with your crafty friends. And until next time, Maudie and I wish you lots of creative moments. Bye-bye.